In this lecture, I'll break down what the deal is with all the Photoshop versions out there. The short answer you're looking for is this. The best Photoshop version is the latest one. This requires a paid subscription from Adobe.com. The best choice is the photography plan, which starts at £10 per month. Don't buy the individual plan, it's not worth the extra cloud storage and you're not missing out on anything. The first 7 days are completely free. Go to Adobe.com, create a free account and download the trial. That's it for the basics, that's all you absolutely need to know. Now let's get into a few more details. Is Photoshop Elements okay for this course? No, it's not. That's a completely different program and it's not appropriate for this course. How about Photoshop CS3, CS4 and CS5? While they can work, I would not recommend it. It's like working on Windows 98 while having a ton of better options out there. For example, CS4 was launched way back in 2008. Using extremely outdated software is never a good idea. You could work along, but it wouldn't be a great experience. It's like parking a car in a tight space without any sensors or cameras. Sure, you could manage, but it's not ideal. CS6 is the oldest version you should be using for this course. That was launched way back in 2012, so even that's very outdated. You'll miss out on some nice improvements and features, but having said that, if you're patient, you can use Photoshop CS6 without too many problems. Alright, this next part is supremely important. If you're going to use CS6 or any other version that's not the latest edition, say CC 2014 or CC 2017, you should expect slight interface changes and a couple of different behaviors. When you hit Ctrl S in the latest edition, here's what you'll get. On your end, if you have an older version, you won't get this screen, but once I click here, things are identical on all Photoshop versions. In conclusion, expect various interface changes if you're on an older version, but let me stress this point. These are mostly visual. They don't interfere with Photoshop's functionality, and for those 2 to 3 different behaviors, I'll create separate lectures so you'll have no trouble with them. Overall, you shouldn't be too worried about using an older Photoshop version as long as it's not something extremely outdated. As I said, the ideal situation is you have a Creative Cloud subscription. Let me explain how this works. Back in the day, Adobe launched programs like CS4, 5, 6, and they had a fixed price. For example, CS6 retailed for $699, so $700 for one program. That was a huge amount and not a lot of people could afford it. In 2013, Adobe completely changed their pricing by launching the Creative Cloud, or in short CC. This meant the user would pay a monthly subscription and he would receive all the updates and bug fixes for free, and that's where we're currently at. When any update comes along, I get a notice from my Adobe Creative Cloud program. I click one button and the new version gets installed. This applies for everybody that has a legal version of Photoshop. So if you have a subscription, you probably have the latest version. Thus, nobody is stuck on CC 2014 or 2017 because the upgrade is free and it's easy to do. But let's just say you forgot to upgrade and you're using an older CC version. What then? Don't worry about it. This course is version independent. Over 90% of what I teach you applies to all Photoshop versions. Don't use this as an excuse to not watch and learn from this course. The changes between CC editions are minimal. The interface is slightly different, Ctrl Z and Shift work differently, but honestly, not a lot else has changed. So if your interface doesn't completely match up with what you see on the screen, please don't stress over it. If there's any confusion, just ask for help. Finally, regarding pricing, I get why some people may prefer to stick to CS6, but the monthly plan really makes a lot of sense. Before the Creative Cloud membership, you had to spend $700 for one program. Now you can pay as little as $10 per month for Photoshop and Lightroom. The difference is night and day. You're getting a ton of value, improvements, enhancements, new tools and behaviors, and so much more. And like I said in the beginning, if you don't want to invest any money, you can create a free account on Adobe.com and you'll get a free 7-day trial. And in a week, you can finish the entire course. In conclusion, use CS6, but you may miss out on some nice features and improvements. What I recommend is you get CC 2021 by paying $10 per month. And that's it. Let's get started.